All right, Keith, let's start it off with Everton, who have agreed £350 million refinancing package for that new stadium. What is the significance of that?
I think this is just prudent, good housekeeping from the Friedkin group. They've taken the debt that was in place when they acquired the club. They've pushed it out to a much longer, more manageable period of time and a better interest rate. I'm guessing they've taken it down from something like about maybe 10 to 12% down to about 7 or 8%, uh, possibly less if they got it right. JP Morgan did the deal for them. So overall, excellent news. It's just making sure the club's on a very stable footing. As I say, the stadium now is looking like the asset it should be, and the interest payments on any debt around the stadium won't be too burdensome. So overall, very good news.
And Everton claim that the new stadium will generate an additional £1.3 billion to the local economy. Does that seem realistic? Does it have to do with the placement, or where does this number come from?
Well, there'll have been studies done. I haven't seen the actual study, but to me, that sounded a little bit of a conservative number. I think it may be more than that. I think depends what sort of factors you take into account, but the stadium itself is only a 15-minute walk away from the city centre. So when you're starting to look at the economic activity that a new stadium will create, you're looking at things like hotel rooms, you're looking at things like restaurant, bar spending, you're looking at things like economic development around property and real estate. And the whole area around the Everton Stadium, I think, is going to be regenerated, and there's going to be a big, big increase. Now, as well as the football matches, obviously there's going to be concerts and there's going to be other events at the whole stadium. So all these things together, I think the 1.3 billion number could be a little bit conservative. I think it's going to be closer to two. And I've seen the Man United one today, the new Man United stadium claiming something like about 8 billion, sorry, of economic impact. So I think that's about right for Everton to aim for the sort of the 2 billion mark. It'll be a huge benefit to the city, right on the waterline, and great news again for the city of Liverpool.
And Kevin Thelwell and Richard Kenyon are set to leave after Angus Kinnear's appointment has been confirmed. What do you make of that? Is that the right call for them, for the club, just in general?
Well, it's complex. I mean, the Kevin Thelwell situation, he did a very good job. I think everybody recognises that while he was in place, and he did it against very, very hard situations. Not only the PSR issues and the points deductions, but I think the whole leadership of Mashiri was difficult to actually handle as well. So it was a period of time that Kevin managed to sort of steer the ship with a good rudder and do a good job. Richard Kenyon, I think, is going to be the victim of the fact that the Freaking Group are going to have a relentless need to increase revenue. And Richard has not shown the ability to do that, I don't think necessarily. He's again run a stable ship and done well under a very difficult situation. But I think the Freakins now are going to be looking to take the club to a whole new level of sponsorships, partnerships, and making sure the stadium revenues are also increased, to the max. So I think they want a new face, and I think probably Richard will welcome the chance for a change.
And Everton, Manchester United, West Ham, and Bournemouth are now officially set to play in the Premier League Summer Series. Interestingly, it's going a little bit differently than usual this summer, as all three venues in the United States will hold double headers where ticketed guests get to see two matches in one day. What are your thoughts on this? Is this going to help kind of the profits and fill the stadiums, or is that quite a bit of football to see in one day?
Yeah, if I remember, this was tried once before lockdown. If I remember, there was double headers when the tour happened. Look, I think it's a great idea of a day of football for the fans. Hopefully, there'll be no issues around security with the different opposing fans coming in there. We haven't seen too much of those sort of issues in America, but certainly, I think it's great, especially for the travelling fans from the UK who are going to be there to actually have a whole day's event to go to. I mean, we all know it's expensive and difficult to get into stadiums, hotels, etc. when you're travelling. And so I think a lot of fans will come for those clubs from around the States. And I just think it's great to have, make it a real event. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of things around in the car park in terms of tailgating, etc. So, yes, let's make it a celebration of football. I hope there'll be pre-match and post-match activities. I'm sure there will be. And it could be a great advert for American football in terms of American soccer, and certainly with the World Cup coming up so close now, I think it's time that we show that there can be real fun had at a big day at the football matches.